So for me, Dunkirk is easily one of the best war movies possible, as to me it helps to showcase and recreate one of the biggest moments within World War II. And this moment, I still think gets talked about to this day as one of the most brutal parts of World War II, as these soldiers were trapped on the beach of Dunkirk with nowhere to escape, surrounded by German soldiers, and in the sky was the German Luftwaffe, in which was picking down people and shooting down boats, ways of escape, and was just picking off soldiers left, right and centre, with only the RAF having 2 or 3 planes up in the sky to help protect these soldiers from these deadly attacks. And these soldiers had nowhere to escape. They were left like lambs to the slaughter, and they had no protection, no shelter, no cover that they could go to hide from the fact that they're getting shot to shit, basically. And to me, I think that Christopher Nolan was able to show how scared some of these soldiers would have been, how fearful these soldiers would have been for their lives, and thinking that they'd never see Britain again, in which is quite a scary thing to think about. And also seeing boats come in and then getting blown to smithereens by U-boats, which were also in the water, and the Luftwaffe, which was shooting down big vessels, in which is such a scary moment for them soldiers, thinking that hope, that last glimmer of hope, to seeing those boats explode in front of their eyes and thinking that were their way off this beach, I think was quite a big moment, because it looked almost certain that Germany would be able to take the lives of these soldiers or imprison these soldiers, and then Britain are down by hundreds and thousands of soldiers, in which were the ones that were helping to fight the war for Britain. And without these soldiers being there, their army would have decreased massively, and they probably would have lost the war if it wasn't for the soldiers being rescued at Dunkirk. And I think that's why it's such an iconic moment as well, because Operation Dynamo was launched to help save these soldiers, which was like vessels, civilian ships, all launched out to Dunkirk in the midst of the battle, even though half of these people did not know what they were getting into. They went into war zones basically to help save soldiers that they might have not even known, because they knew they had to do that to help protect Britain, and help win the war, basically, if they could help bring the soldiers back home, in which they managed to do that. And to me, I think that this shows the camaraderie that we see in war movies, and it helps to represent a lot going forward and helped really Britain win the war, as that courage to know how we're not defeated and know when they're not defeated and find ways out and to find ways to get back on top and to help win the war. I think this was a big turning point in that retrospect. I think a massive part of what makes this movie good, feeling like you're with those soldiers. What would those soldiers be feeling? That's what Christopher Nolan helps you to reel yourself into thinking, how does that guy feel? Half of his battalion, half of his men around him, half of his team have just been killed, and he's now got to find cover, and they're all lining up on this beach hoping that they could escape. How would those guys be feeling, knowing that they might never see their home again, and every hope that comes to them, every vessel that comes docking up is getting blown up by the Luftwaffe, and knowing they can't run backwards because there's German soldiers waiting there, so they're being picked off? How would those soldiers be feeling? I think Christopher Nolan helped to go, hang on a minute, how can we show that? And he did that. It felt like you were in the room with those soldiers. To summarise Dunkirk, on the weekend where we commemorate those that lost their lives within war, I feel that this movie helps to showcase why we should not forget. Hence why I've rated this movie a 7.6 out of 10 and a world-class film. And if you haven't seen it, I would go check it out. Even if you're not into that sort of thing, it is a moment in history that is worthwhile you delving into to go and enjoy. So if you have enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to hit this video a big like, thank you very much, and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Later.